What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and I got Dennis with me. We are in his Model X studios. He normally has the Cybertruck, but today he has the Model X studios, and we are going to be talking about EV confessions. And so I explained to Dennis what that is. But first question would be, what kinds of cars did you own before getting into an EV?
So I started with Honda Civic. Honda Civic SI was my first car. EP3, if anybody knows exactly what that is. Just
Whoa!
shifting one up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So VTEC, all that stuff, exhaust, even threw a turbo on it. It got real fancy and then blew it up right after that. Actually, no, technically before that, it was an ES300 that was a hand-me-down that I drove for like
A
3 months.
Lexus, huh?
Yeah, Lexus. Yep. Put like subwoofers in that. Anyways, got a Civic Type R, then sold that, got a Subaru WRX, did that whole saga with like STIs, pink rims, all that stuff. Then got my first BMW E46 M3 6-speed manual, which people know that's rare. And then sold that, got a E92 335i turbo, and then started my story arc of just buying a bunch of BMWs. And I started working for BMW at a dealership after that. And so I had like the employee deal. So I had all the M3s, M5s, all
Wow.
that stuff. Moved out to California, went carless for like 2 to 3 years
In
actually. In
California?
California. Well,
That's unheard of, man.
not LA though, San Francisco.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was like 2 years, no car.
Oh, okay. So public transportation isn't too bad. Because
Yeah,
down here, you have to have a
yeah,
car.
yeah. So rented cars based upon what I needed, and then moved to LA, and I figured, okay, well now I need a car because you need it in LA, and bought a Model 3, and it's been Tesla ever since. Actually, actually
So,
no, sorry, we missed two very important cars within that. GTR, I had a GTR for 6 months, and then after I bought the Model 3, I had this weird lapse. It was also during COVID. But when you buy your first electric vehicle, and I don't know if you've experienced this, but you just feel weird because there's no exhaust noises, and you
yeah.
miss that. Like being a
Yes.
true like car head.
And
Uh,
shifting was kind of weird too, not shifting at all.
yep. And
Yeah.
so that plus COVID, I had a relapse and bought a GTR again. Had it for
Wait,
six
you had
months.
two
Two
GTRs?
GTRs. Had it for 6 months and then sold it. And then it's been
And
Tesla ever
this was
since.
like the newer GTRs,
Yeah.
not
Like
the R32,
R,
R33s.
yeah, I wish R32, R33. That'd be
Yeah.
sick. But R35s, yeah, two of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were in Japan over the summer,
Yeah.
and like I would see like two or three R32, R33s. I'm
So
like,
sick.
wow. And their right hand drive too, like, oh man.
Yeah.
Dang, that is one amazing So the Model 3 was your first EV. You didn't have any other brand EVs?
No, technically we had an i3, BMW i3. Little
Mm.
toy, zippy car, yeah. That was fun too. I like
So
that one.
what made you get that Model 3?
I guess just curiosity. I think that's why a lot of people jump into these EVs and Teslas. It's just human curiosity.
But you had a GTR. Like I'd have been like, man, I don't need anything else.
Yeah, I guess like just curiosity, want to see what all this electric vehicle
Mm.
Tesla thing is all about, and it's been Tesla ever
So
since.
which Model 3 was it?
It was a 2019 Model 3 Performance Stealth.
Oh, the
The
Stealth.
Stealth. Yeah.
Okay,
People
okay.
know exactly what that is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was sick.
Yeah, I almost jumped into the to that Stealth, but it didn't come with white interior.
Yeah.
At least I don't think I could never find a white interior, and that was pretty important. So I ended up getting a 2020, late 2019, but it was like the 2020 long range white on white.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
interesting.
Yep.
So that was the like your gateway drug into EV.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's been Tesla ever since. Like I've thought about getting other brands, but it's just like kind of
You
just
always go back,
it's
huh?
easy with Tesla.
Yeah, I'm kind of going through that right now. So thinking of all the EVs that you've owned, all the Tesla, one thing that you like the most out of owning the Tesla.
Technology, 100%. Yeah, it's once you're in the ecosphere of Tesla, it's really hard to get out. Like Tesla just makes your life easier with technology, just like how iPhones make your life easier with technology. And once you get used to it, it's hard to go back to anything else. And I think like part of the technology is like the home charging because it's all integrated. You just get home and charge, and you wake up the next day and you're ready to go. And then the other part of technology is the autopilot, the full self-driving. Like once you get used to it and you trust it, you literally get at a minimum 50% of your time back while you're driving, so that you can do other things. And then there's true ROI on that, I would say.
So you've owned a Model 3, this Model X, the Cybertruck. Did you own a Y or an
Yeah,
S?
I
You
did
had a
all
Y?
of them. 3Y
Even
SX.
S2? Oh.
I did all of them, yeah. 3YSX, and then of course Cybertruck.
Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Oh.
The only thing I haven't done is the new Model 3 Performance, which I'm like itching a little bit to try.
Of all that you own, which one is your favorite?
Model S. Yeah.
Wow, that was a quick answer.
Yep,
Which
yeah.
Model S did you get?
I had a refresh 2022. Had it for 6 months as well.
Long range or plaid?
Long range, yeah. Model S, and I think because it was my first experience with air suspension with the Tesla, and that really changes the game.
Yeah.
Model X is cool, like it's, you know, big, spacious, it rides a little bit higher, but we really don't need the extra space, and so it's nice to throw stuff in the back, but it's not that big. Now having the truck, it's like, oh, this is storage.
This is big.
This is just like, you just throw stuff, like gym bags in here.
All right, so one thing you dislike about owning a Tesla?
One thing I dislike about owning the Tesla, that's a tough one. I guess a lot of people like to point at depreciation, and certainly I've rode both sides of it, the appreciation and the depreciation. Like my first 3 Teslas, I made like overall profit, and then this one I'm basically balancing out and losing on it. But I mean, people like to rag on build quality, but I'm okay with it. Like I call it for what it is. Yeah, I don't know, actually. I don't really think I have anything I dislike about Tesla completely. I think it's overall a great daily driver. I guess like exhaust noises, I do miss that.
Yeah.
For sure. But once you get, you just have you have to set that expectation for yourself. Like it's not a
I mean,
performance car.
you do kind of get a noise that,
Yeah.
especially in a Cybertruck, you'll hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't work for you though. It's like it's not the
No,
exhaust, huh?
yeah, it's not an exhaust for sure. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, everything is. This is like the. It's literally, people say it all the time. It's the best daily driver car you can get, as long as you have a home charger. If you don't buy an electric vehicle. Don't buy a Tesla.
If you're gonna mainly charge on public charging, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, it's not even worth
especially
it.
if you're in the city and you got to fight and it's busy and the rates are just insane, like 50, 60 cents in California during the day.
Well, actually, no. So now I thought of something. The one thing I don't like about Tesla is the ride quality. On the 3 and the Y, it's harsher than regular cars. The S and X are fine. It's the 3 and the Y, like that. It's something about it, like the
I have the performance, the Y performance, and the suspension is stiff.
Yeah.
Now I heard they did improve the long range version, but I've never really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, people like to classify Teslas as luxury cars because they're luxury priced, but they are
far from luxurious. If you're defining luxury in terms of price, I guess. But beyond that, like, man, I've had mixed experience at the service center, where I had an Acura before, and some may consider it a luxury car or whatever. But when I bring it to service, it's just a different experience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Well, if you had an unlimited budget and you're out in the market for a new car, and it doesn't have to be an EV, it could be any car, what would you get?
Porsche GT3.
Look at that. So quick. That's actually, me too.
2015 up, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least 2015 up. I don't know if I'd go older than that. But if I can get a new one, then that'd be sick. But it's just ridiculous. Like, and I can't justify it.
Did you see the two? It was next to the where your truck was in SEMA. They had two
I saw
911 GT3 RS.
Yeah, and actually, like, in like Porsche GT3 Touring, that's what not the crazy
Touring.
one.
Okay.
But I mean, I'll take whatever I can get.
Yeah, right.
But the Touring is like unlimited budget.
Yeah. Interesting.
Stealth mode. Yeah.
Well, that is EV Confessions with Dennis. Make sure you check him out on YouTube. Thank you, Dennis.
Of course. Thank you. Thanks for having me.